Hey, welcome back everyone. It is now essentially the end of May of 2022, which only brings us closer to the official release of the Obi-Wan Kenobi TV series, which by the way drops in just 2 days from now, launching with 2 chapters to begin with before they head on to chapter 3 in the following week. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you are new to the channel for future Star Wars updates. Also, by the way guys, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support. It is greatly appreciated. Now, one thing that a lot of Star Wars fans out there are very excited about is exactly what's about to be revealed at Star Wars Celebration, which by the way kicks off tomorrow and is going to last a couple of days. So we have a lot of things that will be unveiled at Celebration by Jon Favreau, Dave Filoni, and others out there joining the stage that's really going to set everything up for this new universe. Now, before we get on to the main subject involving a lot of what has to do with Pedro Pascal, one thing that actually has a lot to do with Celebration is, of course, setting things up for the Ahsoka series, the Acolyte TV show, which by the way is in a real sour, phase right now. There's a lot of rewrites, a lot of sets that are being, deconstructed and taken off, of course, of the script. I mean, and if at the end of the day, when you think about the Acolyte series, it's not something necessarily that a lot of fans are excited about because of who's running it. That, of course, is Kathleen Kennedy and Leslie Headland. So, like I say, moving past all of this, alright, one thing that a lot of fans have been very much curious about has a lot to do with the expansion of The Mandalorian and the Mandoverse as a whole. And basically that's John and Dave's bread and butter right now, is the Mandoverse, right? They are the guys that created this post-Episode 6 era that's going to finally keep on expanding with each and every TV show, and they are going to also, tap into other eras as well. Now, with that being said, with new Star Wars TV shows about to release in the near future by Disney and Lucasfilm, both creators Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni are beginning to develop new shows that have yet to be announced that will be unveiled at this year's and next year's Celebration event. Now, further, it's described that currently behind-the-scenes actor Pedro Pascal has been getting into some trouble with the Mandalorian TV series with the Disney executives and the higher-ups that have been having many issues, of course, with Pedro for a number of weeks now. This is said to involve The Mandalorian Season 4, where Pedro Pascal is pressuring Disney to allow him to no longer wear the helmet in the series anymore, as he is getting, of course, tired and exhausted of his face time not being remembered by casual fans. Pedro Pascal is said to be causing more conflict with the Disney executives to the point that it might very well delay The Mandalorian Season 3 slightly by a couple of months to plan on what to do with Season 4. A lot of this now has progressed to a point where Disney is now giving Pedro Pascal an ultimatum that if the drama and problems created by him persist, they are going to have no choice but to let him go from The Mandalorian Season 4. However, so far Pedro was already let go from the Bo-Katan series as Djarin, and that now Disney CEO Bob Chapek is trying his best to make the Mandoverse a very special show that will branch other spin-off shows for the years to come. Now, this is described to be all rooted to Pascal witnessing what was done in the Halo TV series where Master Chief got to wear no helmet for a very elongated time. So, let me just stop right here for 1 second. Now, the thing about all of this, right, at the end of the day, when you think about the Halo TV series, which by the way, I don't really know a whole lot about that franchise, but when you look at a show like that, I know that the hardcore fans love the character Master Chief, right? When you take the helmet off of an iconic character like that and demystify him in the worst way, that's where everything goes bad. And I think the same goes as follows for The Mandalorian. You want to keep that character's mystery intact. And I think that might have been a lot to do with why a lot of fans felt that the Book of Boba Fett was a little out of place, right? I mean, there were false promises to the fans. Robert Rodriguez specifically was the one who said this, that the show was going to be all killer, no filler, like at all. And basically, him without the helmet really demystified the character. I think at the end of the day, you need to keep that mystery involved to really kind of create that very, uniqueness to it. So, moving on from all of this, alright, That's the problem that Pedro Pascal has, is that he believes that it's the other way around, that he believes that having no helmet actually enhances his character, where in reality, alright, it's the other way around that really makes the character that made him so iconic, right? Now, Pascal has been putting pressure on Disney to give him that kind of treatment with Season 4 from the Halo series. Even Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni disagree with Pascal that, of course, not the whole no helmet thing is going to work, as they know it demystifies the character. They want to keep his face time down to a bare minimum, and this is something that Pedro is finding a hard time to deal with. Now, currently, one of the big action scenes planned for Mando Season 4 is about to involve Djarin fighting alongside Luke Skywalker on a battlefield in many of the storyboards that are now finalized to be used in the script. This is something that Pedro, of course, is actually having a lot of problems and believes should be a moment where his helmet stays off to show the audience the human side of him while fighting for his life. The Disney executives so far are beginning to get very impatient with Pascal and his request not just for Mando Season 4, but also for his cameos in the Ahsoka Tano series, is that he is also requesting to no longer need the helmet for the majority of the show and the overall Mandoverse at heart. Now, let me just stop right here for a second. Now, the thing about Pedro Pascal is I feel that a lot of times he is very egotistical, he is very much self-absorbed, he's wrapped too much into the whole, being famous thing or showing his face and getting that limelight, where in reality I think that he should just be very proud of what he's involved in and what character he's playing. I think that anybody would be happy, right? Any of you would be happy if you got a role like that in the franchise, even if it's wearing a helmet. So, at the end of the day, I think that he should just be grateful, because getting a role like this is like a rarity. It really is. It's a very big, rare type of role to obtain as an actor or as an actress. So, Pascal so far wants nothing to do with the helmet and only does it, of course, and did it for Season 3, to essentially keep a job and to stay on the role of Djarin for a couple of Star Wars shows. Disney is already beginning to get annoyed with Pascal for the Star Wars universe, and it's leading them to wanting to firing him from all the shows together. Now, you guys may recall what Pedro said a couple of months ago of how he actually said that he was never really a big Star Wars fan, that he was never really even a fan, that he really had to try to get into it when he got the actual role to kind of understand exactly, what the fans are dealing with, what the fans understand. So he actually had to push himself to actually learn about Star Wars just by getting this role as Din Djarin, which is a lot to learn. I mean, there's a lot of lore in there, trust me. So I think that at the end of the day, Pedro Pascal, he's got a lot of, things going on in his mind, and it's just not working well with the Disney executives, and especially Bob Chapek. And like I said before, this is very likely to actually delay Mando Season 3. It's exactly why we have not yet gotten an actual release date. Other than, of course, it's going to be debuting in late 2022, and now it might even be early 23 at this point. So anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you guys have to say about all this below in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
Night to